Welcome to all the chess players. Today I am going to share top 5 traps on how you can take away your opponent's queen within 9 moves. So we have trap number 1 in the Scandinavian defense where you decline it by playing knight f3. Now this is the Tennyson gambit. The idea is to sacrifice this e4 pawn. Basically if your opponent captures the pawn, then you can go on with knight g5. The idea is to attack this pawn once again. Now, in this position, many of the players as black, they play the move like knight f6. Their idea is simple. They focus on developing their knight and at the same time defending the pawn. So over here, you play d3. Now, with this move, you are offering black another pawn which can be captured. So basically, if we eliminate this, then you have a very simple move, bishop take d3. Now we capture it back from the bishop, we activate it from this diagonal. Now this is black's move. Over here, black focuses on attacking this knight. So he play x6 with the idea to kick this knight back. He think that we'll play the knight back. But in this position, taking the knight back is not the correct move. Instead, you have to sacrifice the knight, attacking the queen and the rook. If we don't take it and try to protect the queen, like he can play queen d7 or something, then you can continue with the move knight take on rook. Otherwise, if we play something else, suppose king taking on the knight, then you have bishop g6 check. Now with this, you are eliminating all these squares. This means black cannot move the king back to protect his queen, and hence his sweetie is gone. Because after taking, he can lose the queen. So this is how you win the queen in 8 moves. Let's have another trap, and this time we'll have another variation. Now he eliminates. Well, over here you play knight c3 this time. Now this is the closed variation. Scandinavian defense closed one. Over here, if we eliminate it, you don't have to take this pawn once again. Instead, go on with bishop c4. The idea is to develop your pieces, and at the same time, we have the secret bishop attacking the weakest f7 pawn. Over here, he makes a move like knight f6, which is the best move in this position. So you play d3. Now, if your opponent take it, then you don't have to take it. Instead, focus on your development. He becomes greedy, he take another pawn. Now what you have to do? You have to sacrifice the bishop. The idea is simple. He cannot move the king except for eliminating it. And the king is the only piece which can be eliminating the bishop. So if he take it, then queen take queen. And that's a free queen. So this was a trap in which how you can win the queen in just 7 moves. Let's have another trap. And now this time we'll have another variation where we'll continue with capturing the pawn. So if you eliminate this pawn, your opponent continues with queen take d5. You will play knight c3. The idea is simple. We attack the opponent's queen. Now, 85% of players as black, they play the move queen to a5. Okay, their idea is that we'll play d4 and he'll create a pin like this. Well, so that's why we'll not play d4. Instead, we'll play knight f3. Now we'll develop our pieces. Once again, many players, they play bishop g4 with the idea that they are creating a pin like this. So what can you do? Well, you have a very simple move playing x3. If he make the move like playing the bishop back, then you continue with g4. He make this bishop back and so on. You can focus on your development, play d4, take out your bishops, castle. Well, that's not a trap. So let's come to the point and let's come towards the trap. Over here, if he does not take, means he'll continue with the move bishop take on the knight. Then what you do? So you will go with queen take f3. The idea is to attack this b7 pawn. Over here, if your opponent play knight c6, blocking this queen diagonal and developing the knight, then you can play bishop b5, creating a pin. So on, you can attack this knight with the help of the queen and the bishop. But you forgot that if your opponent play queen d6, Like he is trying to defend his knight, right? So you can go on with knight e5. This is one of the brilliant moves you played. If your opponent take the bishop, the knight take on this, and you can eliminate the queen in the next move. Let's go back. Now your opponent becomes smart and play queen a4. I mean queen a5. Now he's like protecting this and defending his queen. How can you do now? So you can play b4. Now look at your position. Like look at your opponent's queen. This opponent's queen cannot make a single move except for capturing the bishop. So if we capture, knight takes c7, and that's an easy win, easy way to capture the queen. So this was the 10th move, and you want the queen. So this is how you can win the queen. Well, I showed you top 3 traps. So if you're enjoying this, then do like the video. Well, let's come to another trap, and this time we'll not have the Scandinavian. We'll have the Sicilian defense. What's happening in the Sicilian defense? So that's simple. You'll go with d4. This is the Smith-Mora gambit. Your opponent take it. You play c3. You offer another pawn. Now if your opponent take this pawn also, this means this is the Smith-Mora gambit accepted line. You can simply eliminate this pawn with the knight. Idea is simple. You are focusing on your development. Your opponent play knight c6. You play knight f3, d6, bishop c4, knight f6, and then comes e5. Now you play e5. What's the main idea? The idea is to attack the knight. So if your opponent captures this back, then you have queen take d8. Okay, now this is something important for you to know. If you are thinking about bishop take f7, then that's not the correct move. Because king take f7, queen take this, and knight take it. The knight was acting as a defender for the queen. Otherwise, if this knight won't be here, then you can simply sacrifice it. But over here, let's come to the point. If we go on with d take e5, then you'll continue with the move queen take d8. Now queen take queen, the knight take it, then you have knight b5. You are focusing on this fork threat. Ultimately, if your opponent play the king here like he is trying to defend this, then you can play knight take on this, giving check. The king has no other option to play this, and then that's a checkmate. Knight c7, and that's a mate. Okay, so this will be a boom boom checkmate in just 11 moves. Well, let's come to the queen trap. Now over here the queen trap is if your opponent play knight take on this. Okay, now why is that move a blunder? Cause this knight was defending the queen. Well, knight take e5, you play knight take e5. If we take, then bishop take on f7 pawn. The king has no other option except for capturing it, and then you have queen take queen. And this was the 10th move of the game where you want the queen. So let's go back and have another line, but this time we'll have another variation where you'll play e4. Sorry, we'll play d4. Queen pawn opening. Your opponent played e5. You play e4. Now this is the Blackmer timer gambit. The idea is we sacrifice this pawn so that we could win the queen. Okay, now how you will win that? I'll show you. You will play knight c3. You are developing your pieces and attacking this pawn. Now this is what you are showing your opponent, that you are attacking this pawn. But actually you are not attacking this. Okay, you are just showing your opponent that you are attacking it. Instead, what you have to do, you will know that he'll play knight f6. He'll try to defend it in a sense that he realized that you are going to capture this pawn. So he play knight f6. You will play f3. Now you will offer another pawn. With this, if we take it, then you will make another shocking move. Queen take f3. Now your opponent might be saying like, what are you doing? You are not developing your knight. You are directly playing queen take f3 with the queen taking the pawn. So this means you are sacrificing 3 pawns in the opening. And if your opponent captures this pawn, now he is being greedy. If he capture it, then go on with bishop e3, supported by the queen. Your opponent will play queen p4, and there is 90% chances where he play queen p4. Her idea is to attack this pawn. So you'll go with long castling. Now you don't have to sacrifice your pawns because you are already ahead in your development with the queen over here, and you can observe that your opponent's queen over here earlier, like your opponent's queen is outside early in the opening, which can be a easy threat. So over here your opponent play bishop g4. Now he is trying to take advantage like this. Okay, now these moves are more likely to be a part of your game. So this is more important for you to know this trap. So you can play knight b5. If your opponent becomes greedy and eliminate the queen, then knight take on c7 and that's a checkmate. So over here, if your opponent does not take, right? So if your opponent does not take, then the variation is different. You play knight b5 and your opponent play knight a6. Now he is trying to defend it. He is trying to defend the checkmate. Queen take b7, and if your opponent play rook to b8, then you can continue with the move queen take b8, knight take on queen, and then you have knight take c7, and that's a checkmate once again. So let's come to the point and let's have a queen trap. We showed you some checkmate traps, but let's talk about queen trap. So actually, there is no other way for black instead of capturing this. Okay, because if he'll not capture, then he'll lose the game. So this is the queen trap, where if we take, then bishop take queen. And these were the 5 traps where you can use to defeat many of your opponents, basically by capturing their queen. And once again, this was the 9th move where you captured your opponent's queen. So within 10 moves, I showed you top 5 traps in which you can use to capture your opponent's queen. Well, if you enjoyed this video, do like the video and thanks for watching.